Greetings. You may have noticed on my channel I removed all the videos from the last year. I have reasons for doing that, which I won't go into, but suffice to say I will be putting them back up, making them public again, because this spiritual path is an individual one. It's a public diary, you could say, of my own development. And you'll see in the pattern of that, I mean, take it all with a pinch of salt. Most of my videos I'm actually embarrassed by, to be honest. If I'm going to call out a channel, I'll call out my own channel, I'll call out my own words. But should we go through a life with regrets? I'm going to use etymology. Regret, regrate, put back and get burnt and turn to ash. You can go through life thinking, I could, I should, I would have. Let's just break that down. Let's take off the prefix from could, would and should. You're left with O-U-L-D. Well, if you take you out of it, it's old. It's looking back to the past. It's about looking externally. The often quoted saying is that Jesus came with a sword to bring fire and division, which, to those that take the story literally, is not going to make any sense. Oh, this is the Son of God, he's supposed to be priest. Yeah, if you want to look for an external dummy in the sky, then good luck to you. Because that is not where the answers are. For this whole truth-seeking, as Danion passing by 33 channel has said, it's external. The answers are not external, it's all internal. It's going on within you. It is about being informed. It's all about within side. But it's a necessary process, I think, that we all go through. It's not truth-seeking, is it? It's exposing lies. Because I've done it. I'm as guilty as everybody else is doing it. So that's why I'm restoring the videos, because it shows I'm just sharing my personal journey on this. Going through all the conspiracy theories, going down all these rabbit holes. I mean, if you take a cross-section of the earth, you'll see there's highs and lows, there's deep ravines. They can be 9/11. We can get lost in the details of arguing, was it a plane, wasn't it a plane? Who gives a fuck? At the end of the day, it's totally irrelevant. It's what's going on inside here. At the moment, in the UK, we've got this cold weather. As I look outside, it's a white sort of powder. But that is just a reflection, collectively, of what's going on inside all of us. Now it's the winter of discontent, you could say. But it's about finding that light inside. It is about meditating. It's a horrible thing, a horrible process, which I'm sure most of you at some point or another are going to relate to if you haven't already done so. You think, yes, I've found the answers. It's this, it's that. And it's like climbing a mountain. You get to one level and you think, yeah, I've got all the answers. And then you find, no, it's just a ledge. There's no ledge. And it's easy to fall off that ledge. I do it all the time. It's a rocky, bumpy, narrow path. So all I'm doing here is just sharing my experience of it in the hope that it'll help you find it. So have I got any regrets of anything I've ever done? No, because it's all been part of a process of self-discovery. I've done good things, I've done bad things, and every shade of grey in between. I take responsibility for that. I was asked the other day, where am I? To which I replied that the answer is in the question, where am I? I am here. The W is the opposite polarity of the M. The W is the reverse of the M. So the energy is going downwards when we're focusing on the external, looking for answers which are inside all the time. So you just reverse that polarity, and it's about that raising of the Christ consciousness. And I think a good way, again, sort of using etymology, you're a soul. You've got several parts to this soul. You have the conscious, objective mind, the atom, the physical. Then you have the partnership of that, the Eve, what comes before, the unconscious, the subconscious, the ever-loving wife, the subjective, that doesn't distinguish what's good or bad. It just goes by the feelings that the conscious communicates with it. So if you want everybody to be happy, if you want this or you want that, that's what you're going to get. More want. But with the subjective and the objective in the middle of that is the pineal. It's the middle path. It's getting these two to communicate with each other. The only way to do that is through meditation, going within, getting to that state where you raise that consciousness, you lose the ideas, the opinions. That is the deceiver. It's the ego mind, because you'll find, if you've never done meditation, you can sit there and you sit straight, and what happens is little ideas and things will come and try and pull you off that path. That is the deceiver. It's not some half man, half goat thing. That's a man-made creation. So the objective, or let's get this the right way round, the subjective with the objective, and the I, which is in a physical form, so it becomes an angle or an angel. It becomes El, Elohim. So you've got S-O-L. You are in there as well. That's what a soul is. But your true self is your spirit, your infinite, eternal spirit, which is not actually yours either. It is just on loan. It is the Creator expressing in a personified form to play in this external reality. There's often talk about the word believe, and it contains the word lie. There is also another word that will come up, betrothed, which means, is often taken to be married to. Well, I would suggest it's betrothed. the be, the by, is the conscious and the subconscious. It's in two forms, the subjective and the objective. But the answer is within. It is within that centre. It is when you allow the communication from the pineal, the creator, the living God. As it says many times in different ways in the Bible, do you not know that Christ is within? It's not outside, it's not up there, it's not down there. What is it? If you look to the heavens, the birds will precede you. If you look to the sea, the fish will precede you. Well, there's plenty of them out there. I've mentioned this word cleaved before. You can be cleaved apart, you could be cleaved unto. Well, betrothed, when you go through this experience, I'm still in the process. I've realised I've only reached a ledge. There's a bigger mountain still to climb. It's not easy, I'm not saying it is, but determination is what will get you there. That desire within to find yourself. This is 5 decades of not knowing myself, not finding the real me, the real magnetic, electric essence within this physical body. So this is where I've got to, a sort of, you could say, like a crisis point, because I've found I've only got to a ledge, thinking, and of course the ego's crying out because it doesn't like it. That's one of the things with this. I find that you become aware of your own internal voices. The voice is the ego, and it cries out. It doesn't like to hear things that are hurting it, because the ego is the deceiver. It will try and convince you to be everything that you're not. I mean, on the road to Damascus, on the road to demask us, to find ourselves within. It's talked in the external about trying to shove everybody into cities. Well, we are in scarce city. We're in a scare city, and the external all looks frightening. But it's not within unless you import it within. But yeah, don't have regrets. Take responsibility for all the things you've said and done. It's not what goes in, it's what comes out. I've been guilty of it, but I live with that. It's either that or give up. But what if I give up? Then I'm probably going to have to do it all again. No, thank you. So yes, the subjective and the objective. When something is subjective to the subconscious or the unconscious, it will just keep giving what you implant from the feeling, from the conscious. So if you feel fear, you're just going to get more fear. You'll bring that towards yourself. We are magnetic energy at the end of the day, and like a magnet, you attract to you. So what you think, what you eat is what you become. So if you look at the external, the way that works, the education system, it's all about repetition. The insanity of religion is all about repetition, because it is implanting something that you convince yourself that you are, and convince yourself of these feelings. It's not teaching you shit, it's teaching you to be obedient. It's doing everything to stop you finding your true self, which is, I think it was Psalm 82, do you not know that you are gods, but you will die as man? Because if you don't find that light within yourself, you will surrender yourself to the ego, which will just take you down a dead-end path. Because that's where it'll end, this reality, whatever you look at. And I've looked at quite a few things, historical things, hysterical things. The history is just the vanity of the ego. Remember that Janus is the two-faced god, the lord of the arches. There's only one lord, and that's yourself. You can't serve two masters. And we are personifications of a living God, not a dead deity, not something that's the way religion teaches it, something that is external from you. It is something within you. But this is the game. It's a game of, as I've said before, it's a game of hide and seek. You're in a hide, you need to seek within. And the only way to do that is just by doing meditation. There's no way around that. You're not going to find it anywhere else. I'm not saying it's easy. It takes a certain amount of discipline, self-discipline. Your disciples, your 12 disciples, your disciplines. I could say this in so many ways, but what I will say is, let's go back to song lyrics. How many times have you heard a song and then all of a sudden something will you'll have that aha moment. You'll have the ears to hear, you'll have the eyes to see, it will suddenly make sense to you. Let's take The Wizard of Oz. You've got that golden path, follow the yellow brick road. That is referencing that chrism oil. Where does she go, Dorothy, with her different personalities? Her lion that lacks courage, her straw man who has no brain, and the tin man who lacks the spiritual oil and the gut feeling, the Toto. They head towards the Emerald City, or which chakra is associated with emerald, with green. It's the heart. You've got to go past the Emerald City, or go through the Emerald City, I should say, because even in science it is shown that there is a cell structure in the heart that is like the cell structure of the brain. So there is a brain in the heart. It's getting this all in alignment. No one sees the Father except through the Son. It is raising that Christ consciousness up from the gut feeling. That's the thing that will be your first indication. And I can testify to that right from my earliest experience of this reality has been one of something doesn't feel right, something isn't right with this reality. What is it? Where do I look? I've got no experience, I've got no knowledge of where to look. It's, the teachers are telling me this, my peers are telling me that. I'm not finding the answers, it's all external. And then it sets up the way you go through life. Wasted years in many ways. All of it has been a complete waste of time in many ways. But it's a necessary process. Maybe I'm just stupid and it's taken me more than 50 years to get to this point, so I'm not exactly a fast learner in external time scale, shall we say, but better to at least get it in conceptual form and then put it into practice. And reinvent yourself. You don't put wine into an old skin. Well, the cells renew. So you're continuously being recreated over a couple of years. Everything will renew itself, providing, of course, it's not interfered with external poisons being injected in, shall we say, or shoved up your nose or up your arse. There is a reason why they're doing all this. It's because there are parts of the body that have thinner membranes for these poisons to get into the mind. And it's bad enough with what is being taken in through these eyes, and how we react to these things, while we can sit back and just observe and weigh things up, be the scales of justice. Just is. It's a sense of being within. Finding a calm sea, being able to walk the waters. They're just allegorical references, they're not figurative, literal things, but this is what everything has been aimed to, in this reality, to get you to look in everywhere except where it is. This is an upside down world. It is represented by the M of magnetism and the magic of the inversion of it with the W. But it's changing that polarity within inside yourself. That is the shift that is so often spoken about. What goes on externally is reflected on what is going on internally. So the more collective consciousness that looks external, the more you create out there from the stories that are suggested. So I think I'll leave that one there. I could say more, but I'll leave it over to another video. We're already up to 22 minutes. I think that's plenty to say in one go. So yes, there'll be more videos. I'm spending a lot of time meditating, and I don't know if I can even put that into words. I've had glimpses, and they go beyond words, to be honest. How can I explain it? Because it is something known only to one, only the Father knows the appointed time. I think you can certainly do things to make that path easier for yourself. So I would say switch off from all the external, go within, use your gut feeling to what feels right, if anything you're looking at external, but remember it's just got a guide. You're in a city called a scarce city. Well, if I was in the middle of any big city I'd never been to before, I'd want some sort of guidebook to help me navigate my way around. Well, that is probably the best guidebook you've got is the Bible, and I would agree with Passing by 33, agree with Danny on this one, that it's just read the book and don't analyse it, don't look deeply into it and try and understand it, just absorb it, because this is what meditation is all about. It's about impressing upon yourself, reforming, remembering. You're putting yourself back together, finding out who you truly are, which is you are God. You are the Creator in a personified form. You are God pushed out. But there are so many out there who've been fooled and are still looking externally. Well, if you want the fish and the birds to precede you, good luck with that. But yeah, long way to go on this path, but I'm okay, and I know I'm looked after, because I feel it within. Something always has. I have no reason to doubt that. What I do have reason to doubt is what those little ego mind thoughts will try and put there, and what that will try and get me to do. That's not been exactly the best guide, but it's been a minefield to try and work our way through. but at least it's all part of being on this path. So, right, yeah, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll say ta-ta for now.